At some point, every parent becomes a hostage negotiator for a tiny person who eats paper. That's usually the part nobody includes in the draft of adulthood. Not the clean version you tell people at family gatherings, but the messy working document underneath it all. The one with comments in the margins like, "Figure this out later," and "Why did no one warn me this was mostly improvisation?" Because that's what parenting starts to feel like. Improvisation. Not the confident kind either. The kind where you're mid-sentence, mid-decision, mid-life, and hoping nobody notices you're just making it up as you go. And then one day, you look at your parents differently. Not as finished characters in your personal story, but as early drafts that somehow got published anyway. People who were also just typing things out in real time, hoping the tone was right, hoping the structure held, hoping nobody read too closely into the parts where everything clearly needed revision. You start noticing fear where you used to see authority. That calm voice you once thought meant certainty now sounds like someone trying to control pacing in a story they don't fully understand. Like a writer trying to end a scene before it collapses. And it hits you. They were tired too. Not poetic tired, not metaphor tired. The kind of tired that makes your edits worse instead of better. The kind where you reread your own life and think, this sentence doesn't even make sense anymore, but I don't have the energy to fix it. Exhaustion changes relationships like that. It removes polish. It exposes structure. Suddenly your conversations with your parents feel like reading a draft where both of you are editing in real time, but nobody agreed on the same version of the story. There's also this strange moment where you realize you've been trying to write yourself into a stable person, like adulthood is something you can revise into clarity if you just tighten the structure enough. Better job, better habits, better tone. But it never quite lands like that. It's always version 0.9, always a little unstable. Trying to break cycles while actively overwhelmed is like writing a serious essay in a moving car. You're holding the idea in your head, but every time you try to commit it to paper, something else shakes loose. You want clarity, but you're still in motion. And the absurd part is how normal it looks from the outside. Nobody sees the editing process. They only see the final line. The clean sentence you manage to say at dinner. The composed paragraph you deliver when someone asks how things are going. But internally, it's all notes to self. Don't repeat this mistake. Try to be better than this, but also survive the week. Figure out what better even means. There's a fantasy most people carry quietly, that at some point you become stable, fully edited, no more rough drafts, just final version living. But the longer you live, the more you realize nobody gets there. People just get better at hiding the annotations. Even your parents, especially your parents. And somewhere in that realization is both grief and relief. Because if they were improvising too, then maybe you're not failing the draft. Maybe you're just still in it. Thanks for listening. Catch The Quiet Quotient on YouTube and all major podcast platforms. To help us grow and keep supporting creators, please like, follow, and subscribe. Want to get in touch? Connect with me directly at jimhansonmedia.com.